Hello, everyone. Just a little impromptu live. As usual, I'm having trouble breathing, so don't make me laugh too much or I'll have to sign off. I'll just wait for the people to come in. Annabelle, is that you? I just got the worst weather here. Excuse me. You don't mind if I cough a lot. Hey, Kirst. What's up, girl? Do you want to come up on panel? I'll let ya. Open panel. Just gonna shoot the shit tonight. My brain isn't fully activated. Some people will probably make a meme about that later, but that's okay. What's she talking about? I have some notes from people's lives with some bullshit that they put out. Various people. I'm going to talk about Roe, knowledge is power, and what's going on there. And GreenEyez. I think that's a very pertinent topic at the moment. Yeah, what's Daryl trying to do? That's what I want to know. What's he trying to do and why? Annabelle, are you here yet? Kirst, do you want to come up? Anybody can get up. Yeah, let me get in my space. What space? Let me get the just a minute, let me get the link. Self out. Oh. Am I here? Can anybody hear me? Okay. Can you hear me? Okay, thanks. Hey, Peaceful Warrior. Hey, Eddies. Cursed. I don't know. I tried to post a comment. It says I don't have any internet. And I don't know what the deal is with that. Why don't I have any internet? I pay enough a month for it. I just had to buy an extra $10 a month worth of StreamYard because it said I was out of space. Next thing you know, I'll lose power too. That's all I need. Okay, so hi, Rakes. Anybody want to come up? I don't really care what we talk about. I'll have to cough frequently, so just a minute. Okay, I'm back. So a lot of stuff going on. Rumors, more people trying to cause distractions than just Jody Sue. We could do a budget plan on power, but rates going up. I don't have a. Oh my god! Yeah, I spend way more on StreamYard and databases a month, and I spend half as much on that as I do on my rent, for crying out loud. Old stuff, yes. Same shit, different day. I agree. Hey, Bob, what's up, Bob? You know, you post every day, but I think International Lace Day was 3 days ago, and I didn't see your post about that, or I would have commented. What's the deal with that, Bob? You hit all the other stuff. How about some girly stuff? How about some girly days? Okay, so I don't know where I'm gonna start. Let's start with Stay was up half the night chasing down some rumors. Hey, Annabelle. Not much. Hey, Dee Dee. How are you? That was a very nice bench that you and Candace put up there at the bottom of the drive. If I was walking up and down there, I'd sit down. Oh, just national days. Got you. Okay. All right. I see you have an excuse, Andy. I'm just kidding you. um, okay, let's go over a few pieces of crap that I saw out. Let's talk about some Don B stuff. Let's have a 1 in the chat if you think Don B knows what he's talking about. Even though I don't usually talk about other creators, I might tonight. I think I might. What the hell? They all talk about me. According to Don B, I'm just nobody on YouTube. Well, I don't have as many subs as he does, but, you know, I don't pander to mine either. 0. Did I say that to make me laugh? Oh my god. Okay, I think we agree on that. I think I know exactly what Bob thinks about Dad B. I just ran across that video your mom did for Don. Maybe I should make a little video about Don. Of course, then he'd start talking about my mom, and that wouldn't go over very good. I don't know. Do you think that people should bring up dead people and smear their reputation? Because I see a lot of that going on lately, too. You know, it just occurred to me last night. Was a truck driver for decades. And, you know, I talk like one. as we all do. We have our own language. And yet, my language was not as bad as 50% of the language I hear on YouTube these days. And that's being generous. I could have come here and learned a whole new vocabulary. What is the deal with that? Why is saying the most outrageous and disgusting and sexual things? Where do people come up with this even? I've heard so much it just ugh. I'm like, what? Why would you say that? Oh, yeah, I thought it looked really nice, Didi, and no matter what anyone says, people are just picking apart anything that has to do with the wells, no matter what it is or how ridiculous it is. And it's kind of sad. And I really thought if anybody knows how to get a hold of Brandy Neal um, or the Proudfoots, and I know I'm not Candace's favorite person, but maybe I could get her to come up. What I wanted to do is do a show. That's that's good. Yeah, I try to do that too. I know it does. I think you're right, Hattie. I would like to do a show of people that have had, their children or family members or relatives go missing or are murdered and interview them and see what it was like, how they were treated by the media and by social media, the accusations, how they dealt with that and what that was like. Because nobody ever talks about that. Just, I was chasing down some rumors all night, actually, researching stuff. And I actually saw a couple of people go back on someone's timeline, like 8 years, maybe, or 10, and leave nasty comments, accusing people of killing people or being pedophiles. Just random strangers that had no connection to these people whatsoever and just took like an innocent picture of their, on their child or something, and then made a nasty comment. Don't those people have jobs or something better to do with their lives? Who would do that? Why is that an acceptable thing? And I'll tell you, the first thing I do if I drew attention from people is shut down my social media. Actually, I recommend that everybody do that anyway. Why would you let random people come on and comment nasty things on your social media pages and steal pictures off them and make memes of them? And I don't know. Sometimes I question what I'm even doing here. I really do. I try to set things straight, but yeah, it's like the little boy with his finger in the dike. Am I really helping anything? Hey, Phoebe. How are you doing? Let's see. Are you just getting up right now, I think? I don't know. I have a lot of friends in Australia. I usually know about what time they get up. Oh, it's probably lunch for you, if I'm correct. Okay, so I'm just going to start out with some crap. And I can't remember where. Yes, lunch. What are you having for lunch? I just actually had a taco salad that I paid for extra cheese on, and it had a teaspoon of cheese on it, possibly, and an iced tea with no ice. And we're shut. It was warm to begin with. The message I left you, did you email it? I did. About innocent until proven guilty. Is that the message you're talking about? Let me know and we can discuss that too. Hey, Prismo. How you doing? Oh, peach shakes are in at Sonic, and I wait all year for those. I absolutely love peach shakes. And since I'm on a diet, I've gotten a salad and an iced tea at Sonic. That's kind of my go-to lunch. And I have not ordered the peach shake the last 3 times. Willpower only takes you so far, though. Oh, no. Fireworks? Is that illegal where you are? They can't do that here. Only the day before, the day of, and the day after a holiday. Well, it is kind of. I don't know. I only eat 1 meal a day, so I'm pretty hungry, and then I have to watch what I eat. Tim Mullen, innocent until proven guilty, is not Tim Mullen. I can 100% guarantee that because I talk to her daily. Oh, Dee Dee. Oh, that's nice. Oh, thank you. That's very nice. Thank you for mentioning that. I appreciate that. Somebody should do that up in Wisconsin. You've given me a good idea, and I think I can work to make that happen. That's a very good idea. People up there need to talk. Someone needs to talk. I don't know where else to turn with that case. Oh my God, I'd go crazy. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And I'll let Chris know too. I'm sure he'll appreciate it. And Jeannie, oh, forget I mentioned her name, but you know who I mean. Oh no, I know for a fact. Yeah, she's been on my panel. I talk to her all day, every day. She's not Tim. I've communicated with Tim too, but they talk nothing alike. Absolutely nothing alike. And I don't think Tim has stories to tell about childbirth. Okay. Well, hey, babe. We'll talk later. Yeah, fireworks. The cats I have now are not too freaked out by that. I've posted some things on Facebook about that though. Just, I've known dogs that have run out in the road and gotten killed during fireworks because they're so freaked out. They don't know what's happening. And you can imagine how scary that is. Yeah, rumors. Well, that's what I'm kind of here for. I try, I do my best. Okay, so a lot of rumors about the Wells kids. And, Don B's favorite is that summer had to be. Oh, feel free to bring up a topic. We'll talk about anything. This is just free form. I'm just going to ramble on. That Don B said summer had to be, he said this from the very beginning. Summer had to go. Summer had to be eliminated because she was starting school and would have, doctor's appointments, and she was going to tell that Don had been essaying her, and then Don would go to prison for life because it was his 3rd strike. Okay. And I've heard people repeat that often. And Don's repeated it often since the beginning. And there is no, yes, there is no, there's no evidence for any of that. That's a fantasy as far as I can see. There's no evidence that he was sexually abusing Summer. She had already had her physical for school. If she was going to tell, she could have told people. She could have told Robin, of all people. If she was going to tell someone something, she'd tell her, in my opinion, because, I mean, why would she tell some random teacher, who may or may not be male or female? I mean, Robin was someone she trusted. So I don't know. There just isn't any evidence for that at all. And besides that, you can't tell me Don Wells isn't versed in legalities because he's had enough experience with that. And every state's laws, 3-strike laws, not all states have 3-strike laws. The ones that do are very specific and they all have different qualifications. Tennessee, as far as Tennessee is concerned, Don doesn't have any strikes because they don't count any drug-related felonies, which Don has, and they don't count any nonviolent felonies, which is Don's burglary in Utah. That was a nonviolent felony. So that would have been Don's first strike in Tennessee. He wouldn't have gone to prison for life. I mean, have you seen anyone go to prison for life in Tennessee recently for any type of pornography or, sexual offense? I mean, Lawson Sons sure didn't. So, yeah, that's nonsense. He's been told that's nonsense. And then I see Dr. Gary Bricado, on, of course, we know Chris McDonough's view on this whole thing. And I thought Dr. Gary was going to be a neutral observer, someone that was actually going to be able to, be an, what do I want to say? Not a neutral, but an unbiased voice in this whole thing. Despite the fact that Chris is feeding him his biased view of the facts to analyze, it seemed like Gary was asking questions, trying to sort through that bullshit to get to the kernel of truth behind that. I thought he was asking very good questions. But when his dealings with the Gilgo Beach case, I've lost all respect for him. And then when I hear him on that Witness Box podcast, yeah, he's gone too. I don't know. Chris has ruined him, I think. Like he has his previous co-hosts. They all seem to wise up and move on. And, I'll be doing something about Chris later on. I'm getting that together. That's a long-term project. It's going to be pretty extensive. Digging into his, I don't want to give anything away, but yeah. And I thought people were looking into that too, to see about that. Did you see I just posted about the lady that is disgusting, and people talk about forced sterilization. And I see that some states are having forced castration for sex offenders. Forced sterilization, that's kind of a slippery slope. I mean, who decides and what basis do they decide? I don't know. It's kind of like euthanasia, people, I mean, who decides when it's time for you to go? I mean, who's making the choice? And then does it get laxer and laxer as you go along? Like, oh, well, we can afford to put her in a nursing home, so let's just, let her go. It's her time. So as far as for sterilization, where's the benchmark? You know what I mean? It's arbitrary. So who decides that? That's what worries me about that. However, this case, this woman had 2 children, 1 and 3. She was selling pictures of herself sexually abusing her 2 children on Snapchat. People were sending her requests of things to do to them, and she would do them and then ask if that was what they wanted. She was selling these for like $5 even, and $25. 80 counts she was convicted of. I think she got, I'd have to look back now, 29 life sentences, I think. And that's just for the 3-year-old. They haven't even charged her yet for the 1-year-old. Yeah, forced sterilization is warranted in her case. 100%. You can't convince me otherwise. Prove me wrong. What the hell? What the hell? Are your children just there for the purpose of you making money off of them? How sick can you be? Does she really think advertising that, like, is not gonna get caught up with her? She was right out there with it. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. Okay, so let's go back to the hair follicle test. People say the Wells shaved Summer's hair so that she couldn't be drug tested. And that after the boys were taken, they tested positive for, I can't remember who this was on, but I think it was my old friend PG. Not that I saw, no. Just said she needed money. I don't know. I posted the link to the article, Kirst, just before I came here. It didn't say anything about that. And it said a lot of times they plea deal with these people to spare the family a trial and everything, but the prosecutor said no way in hell they were going to plea deal this case. It was going to trial. Which, good for them having balls to do that. There's way too many plea deals. I understand it spares the expense of a trial. It spares trauma to family members and witnesses. But, a lot of families appreciate being able to face these offenders in court and get some type of closure and be able to give witness statements. So I don't always agree with the plea deal. Okay. So Summer, then they said, the Wells kids tested positive for 3 drugs. One of them was fentanyl. If those kids ingested any fentanyl at all, we would have known about it long before now. The Wells used crack. They did not use heroin, fentanyl, or all these other drugs that people said were positive in the 3 boys. And how they would know that, I have no idea. So obviously that's false. Summer was the only one with a shaved head, also false. The 2 younger boys had heads shaved when Summer went missing, as pictures clearly show, but actually both before and after. Okay, so this was Knowledge with Power saying they need the roots to test for drugs. Actually, they don't. Doesn't have anything to do with the roots. A hair follicle test tests the hair. It does not test the roots, which I think people are a little mistaken about. I don't believe Summer OD'd on meth, as True said. I don't believe the things that True has said in this case. True also said Hunter was dropped off at home at exactly 2:00. I have screenshots of that. we know that's not true. They were at Sonic at 2 o'clock for happy hour. So um, I don't know if she's just making up stories that she thinks are most helpful to her family, or if she's saying things, because she knows Allie didn't like Candace, and so she's trying to help her put them in a bad light. I have no idea. And I'm not defending the Wells here. I'm just talking about facts. I don't know what happened to Summer. Very few people do know what happened to Summer. I don't think it's some big, huge conspiracy involving half the town. But that's my opinion. And there's no way in hell that cops are letting a big scale child trafficking ring go on for 3 years because they want to bust the bigger ups. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. They're not going to let children keep being trafficked for 3 years. I mean, it doesn't go on that long. Just more craziness, more nuts. And for people to say that, TBI in Hawkins County are not doing anything, that they're all crooked, that they're all covering for, and I'll grant you, Lawson's son, that was a shady deal there. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And I don't know how he thought we wouldn't notice that. However, I mean, they've busted constant child porn, child trafficking, child sexual assault, drug trafficking, drug dealing. They're always in the news with these huge busts, and it's all the favorite names: Lights, Dykes, Bernards. These are the same people that allegedly are all in cahoots with the cops. That law enforcement's protecting. They're not doing a whole lot to protect them because they're all being arrested. They're all going to jail and prison. So I don't see why people think law enforcement isn't doing anything. I really don't. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. I have to discount a lot of the stuff they say. And yes, I do have screenshots, 33,000 of them and counting. So it's hard for me to find exactly what I'm looking for, but I might go back to the beginning. There were a couple of things I'd heard that I haven't heard people talk about too much that I thought, oh, I need to dig into that a little deeper, but I'll have to go back and look for it now. I take so many screenshots every day. Hi, birdies. How are you today? Tonight, I should say, depending on where you are. Okay, let's see. This is from Prayer Garden. Her last one, I just can't listen to her anymore. I'm sorry. Yeah, her day's coming too. Her and Chris McDonough. They're both on my radar. I'm okay now. Yeah, having trouble breathing today, but I did use my inhalers, and so as long as you guys don't get me laughing like you usually do. I don't know. Annabelle, anything she says cracks me up. She's being quiet here. About the drug dealers. Yeah, but he is on probation for 9 years, Terry. Oh, hi, Terry, Southern Gal. Welcome. I don't. Yeah, that Fred's kind of a shaky deal too. I'm not sure. However, his offenses were 2 years before they charged him. So that was kind of an odd deal too. Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely a drug problem there. How big it is, I don't know. If Andy was a pot dealer, and Fred was the meth dealer, that made for a lot of traffic on that road, but not a whole lot, I don't think. Did it? I don't think they were huge dealers. Fred wasn't exactly rolling in dough, which he should have been. I don't think he was a huge scale trafficker, was he? Law enforcement. Oh, Anna. Oh, her day's coming, sleuth hound. It's coming soon. Trust me. I just got a couple more boxes to check off, but there is no doubt this time. And I want to be 100% sure before I put something out. I mean, I want it. I don't put something out unless it's confirmed 100% here. So, it's going to be 101% shortly. So it's coming. It is coming. That'll be a happy day, won't it? Law enforcement TBI have been forced to keep a lot to themselves. Yes. Yes. And they absolutely don't want social media tips. So why is Don B still sending things just to TBI, allegedly? That's what I want to know. Because he's social media. Anything he's heard is gossip because he wasn't there, right? They want to hear from people who were there, not people that are on YouTube that I've seen people leave a comment in Don B's chat or on a post, and then the next day, that's his breaking news. Well, just because an anonymous person on YouTube leaves a comment on your post, that's not breaking news. Sorry to break it to you. And that's my breaking news for today. Oh, yes. Don't worry. The whole world will be happy about that, I think. Except for minions. I'm sure I'll be talked about the next day on our members only live. That's for damn sure. And so yeah, it is. And to continually talk about juicy, oh yeah, I got some juicy. It's juicy. Juicy? What's juicy about a tragic 5-year-old girl's disappearance? There's nothing juicy about that. He makes it sound so salacious, like I don't know. You know, Clinton and Monica Lewinsky, that's juicy. Summer Wells going missing and probably not with us anymore, that's not juicy. I thought it was odd how TBI said how much the public helped them. Yeah. I don't know about that. What I do know, when Summer went missing, Rose's detective told me how much that interfered with Rose's case. Because you know how many people called in bullshit about Rose being buried under the driveway and all that other stuff? He said the amount of resources and time wasted on social media bullshit was just ridiculous. And that's the same way with Summer's case. I haven't talked to, I can't say I haven't talked to anyone, but I have talked to the FBI a few times, but they don't tell me anything. They don't tell you things, you tell them. And they don't check back with you and let you know how that worked out either. I can tell you that. So anybody that says that is bullshit. They ask questions and you answer them, and that's about it with that. So, excuse me. Okay, let's go back to PG. Fred said he saw Andy on the road. Okay, Fred said. There we go. Fred said, so we know that's a lie. That's like Don said, Candace said, Drew said, Allie said. Who else? I believe Andy. I haven't heard Andy Bernard say anything that wasn't true. Andy seems like a reliable person who had to put up with Jody Sue all those years and still managed to remain relatively sane. He doesn't have anything to gain that I can see. He's relatively candid, admits he sold pot. I don't think he's a suspect in anything. Yeah, I don't see anything shady about what he says. So I give more value to his recollections than other people's that would conflict with that. Fred said, I don't know. So PG thinks Fred has no reason to lie. Wonder why PG believes Fred. Probably just because it's controversial. Is it just me, or does PG seem to invite controversy? Hi, Innocent. How are you, babe? What'd you just have for lunch? Yep, I believe Andy. Andy's one of the few people in this case that I actually believe. I think it's good when you're candid and you'll tell things about yourself that aren't necessarily a good look, but yet, you're putting it all out there and letting people decide. You're not shading the truth or hiding from anything. And I get that from Andy. Yep. I can pretty well tell time. I know my Australia time and New Zealand time because of my friends over there. So I'm pretty well in tune with that. What sticks out at me is Fred said he passed Candace. Now, going in while they were going out, I did hear that. I do believe that, actually, the part that he passed her going in while they were going out. But as far as what he did with the cars, or if he did anything with the cars, I don't know. I do know he was not home at 4:30 that day when Candace went over there. Phoebe. Okay, Phoebe, we talked it out, Innocent, and she realized that she was wrong and that was just a rumor. I mean, you can still block her, but we discussed it earlier. So when she spoke about the trash being taken today and the dates, the trash being taken today. Okay, I'm lost, birdies. The trash being taken today. Who? Oh, who, birdies? I'm sorry. I'd say a lot of yes. Oh, absolutely. Everybody's trying to point fingers at everybody else. Okay, yeah, we talked about it. She asked me if I got her message, and I told her I knew 100% that you were not, Tim. Okay, Pruitt. Now, Pruitt said Andy's name didn't even come up. I think we all heard that phone call, didn't we, where Andy called and asked to be cleared, and Pruitt said your name hasn't even come up. So he's not saying come up in gossip. Pruitt's talking about his name coming up in the investigation. So, yeah, Pruitt believes him too. Okay, then what PG did to the Andy Paul. Andy Paul. So we've all heard about Andy Paul and the story with Andy Paul and Fred and Laura's daughter. I don't have any comment on that. However, for PG to put up an Andy Paul, whatever his last name was, Wilson, what was it? And say that was the Andy Paul, because his name isn't even Andy Paul. Paul is his middle name. So how did she find that guy? That's what I want to know. And why are all these people from Cleveland, Tennessee? I don't know. It's kind of odd. Anyway, so Andy Paul, I looked and now I forget how many. There was under 100, but there was like 70 some Andy Pauls in Tennessee. So why didn't she put one of the Andy Paul's pictures up there? There's one that even lives in Kingsport. Why wouldn't it be that Andy Paul? Why would she pick an Andy Wilson, whatever, from a couple hours away? Why do you do that to people? You can't take that back. When you put someone's picture and record and name and address out on the internet and accuse them of being a sex offender or a murderer or kidnapper, you can't take that back. That's out there forever. And I've seen somebody lie on a live and seen that within an hour spread as the truth in 2 different channels chats within an hour. That's how that spreads. I mean, when you're a creator, you need to be more responsible, in my opinion. You need to verify things. I mean, let's talk about some spirit box psychics supposed audio of Sebastian Rogers, the Ruckus tape. Let's talk about that for a day or two, and then let's check and see if that's true. If there's any truth to that whatsoever, if that could be maybe fake. Let's do that after we've raked in a bunch of dough on it and spread that all over social media. What the hell's wrong with people? Why? Okay, I'm behind. Sorry, because I'll bet you Eve is in bed, my co-host. Yeah, I don't think Andy. No, absolutely not. She spoke about texts between she and Andy, which oh. Is that you're talking about text from 6-7 rant between her and Andy? Yeah, she puts just random things out, doesn't she? She must have a hell of a lot of storage on her phones because I had to buy a new phone because I ran out of room on my other one, and I bought one with double the storage. But hell, she's got videos and everything on there. Surprised she could afford a phone like that. Let's see. Yes. People are throwing stuff out there, which we'll get to GreenEyez in a minute here. Yes, Ziggy is definitely lip locked. I'm gonna lock my lips about her. Fred said, "That's for sure." Exactly. Too many people don't have receipts. I've never seen PG show a receipt. Sorry, very few people do show receipts. People with spirit boxes are believed. That's not a receipt. Sorry. A spirit box is not a receipt. And I've watched some of those. I don't discount anything out of hand. I'll entertain anything out there. So I've listened to some spirit boxes. However, you don't hear what they hear. They tell you what they're hearing, because that's what I see on Tara's. And people say, how come we never hear anything? How come we never hear anybody say anything? You don't. She just tells you what she's hearing. That's actually not a receipt either. Playing a video that you can't understand a word of it, and then having your words flash on the screen of what you say it says, that's not a receipt either. That's your opinion, because you can't hear that. That's not. That's like Slop when she played. Was it Slop? I think it was. I hate to accuse her if it wasn't, but I'm pretty sure. Played a video of Summer allegedly talking and said, my dirty body aches or something. I'm pretty sure Summer never said that. And it didn't sound anything like that. Why would Summer say my dirty body? It's just disgusting. I think it's disgusting, the things that creators are putting on that little girl. Just why is it the worst always? Why is it like with Sebastian and any child that goes missing right away? What's the first thing people say? Trafficking. They were trafficked. Yep, they were trafficked. They were sexually abused. They were sacrificed. Sick of it. Does anybody care about the facts or anything? These people are not internet sleuths, no matter what they think. They're gossip mongers, and that's it. I mean, true crime didn't used to be this way. It didn't. It really didn't. Used to be you'd come out with your theory and you'd want people to tear it apart and show you where the holes were. Nowadays, it doesn't go like that. You're not allowed to disagree with anyone about their theories, right? Alleged theories, alleged comments. Yes. Does anybody remember when the family went to Gatlinburg? Yeah. That was actually just before Summer disappeared. Wasn't it the week before? Or 2 weeks before? I can't remember. There's a lot of pictures of it. Okay, let's see. Talked about Andy Paul. Oh, yeah, here's a big one. Fred said Cotton was on the hill on the 15th, sleeping with mother and daughter. Okay, what the fuck was that about? Hi, Heather Lynn. How are you, babe? I'd say that is 100% made up for attention right there. Sleeping with mother and daughter. Well, we know it wasn't Candy. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't Summer. So what mother and daughter was he sleeping with there? Yeah, I think yes. Total bullshit. 100% bullshit. Birdies, I don't know. I can't say that for a fact. All I know is all the pictures I've seen have been of that one time. I've not seen any pictures from any prior time. Yeah, I don't know how Heather Lynn will have to answer that. Okay, so I don't believe Cotton confided anything to Fred other than drugs. And I think Fred's pretty shady there, too. Is he trying to I don't know, throw suspicion Don's way for Cotton's murder? That's kind of suspicious. Oh. Oh, but how exciting, Heather Lynn. I remember when I got my paralegal degree, I loved it. I love every second of it. I love research. I love the law. I love everything to do with all of it. So, congratulations and how exciting. Um, yeah, I kind of always wanted to go to law school, but then I just didn't have the money. So, plus, paralegals are the ones that get to do all the fun stuff. Lawyer just goes and signs off on it and presents it. Okay, so let's go to the next one. And here's my cat. I was working full time, and then still we had to do write 2 papers a week. I don't know how I did it. I really don't know how I did it. Ugh. Yeah, that was rough. Hey, I graduated with a 4.0 though, so you can't take that from me. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Oh, I know it's exhausting, especially well, I was probably about your age. I don't know how old you are. Yeah. Do you think so? That could be. I think so. And Ziggy said she wanted to quit that job, but Fred wouldn't let her. So yeah, Fred knows that's her money train as far as I can see. I don't have anything against Ziggy, but yeah. How does anyone not see the lies? They want to believe it. They want to believe that. They reject facts because they want to believe this more sensational conspiracy theories. They want to believe that. And if you feed into that so that they can carry on with that, that's what they like. Learning all the laws. You know, um, Heather Lynn, what I did was went and got some. I'll have to go look and see what they're called. But they were like Cliff Notes. They're big, thick. They're about paperback, about an inch thick on each section of the law. And they were for law school students to help them study. I found those valuable, really. To help talk through situations and stuff. Put it a lot easier, laid it out than a textbook, actually. No, I did not. Okay, I'll look for it. Yeah, I found Benny's one telling about PG. Got that bookmarked. I went through Predator Hunters ones. So many of those were deleted. And I can understand why. Okay, PG. Chad saw Candace at Fred's. Okay, PG swears that that's because Summer went missing before Candace said she did, and she was over at Fred's looking for Summer at 4:30. I do believe Summer did go missing before then, but Candace wasn't over there looking for Summer. We already know. Oh, I never look at back chat. Hey, but I could be like PG and say different people are saying stuff in back chat against me and not having to, prove it, right? Oh, look, Candace is in my back chat. Look what she just said to me. The funniest one was when she said somebody called her, I don't know, something derogatory towards Jews or something, remember? And Lisa Jetton was on panel, and she asked Lisa if she saw it. She said no. Duh. Whoops. That didn't work very good. Note taking. No, I know she's not back chats. Neither is Dawn. Neither was I. I wasn't in her back chat calling her racist. You know, she don't have screenshots of that. Okay. Now, Fred, you know what? If Fred knew anything about Summer whatsoever, he would have talked for the $72,000 reward. And you can't tell me that's not my opinion. That's a fact. Fred would have told in a heartbeat. I'm surprised he didn't make shut up for $72,000. Why wait until now? He just didn't want to draw law enforcement's attention. That's my opinion. Hey, Lisa. Keep it clean or I'll block you. Annabelle, keep an eye on that for me, please. Let's see. Oh, yeah, PG believes in freedom of speech. She doesn't block anyone on her channel. Even though everyone on her channel doesn't see eye to eye, she learns a lot and respects other people's opinions. Okay, now I'm gonna have asthma attack. She's big enough to admit when she's wrong. It's wrong to take away someone's freedom of speech. Hilarious. And she starts talking about how Daisy isn't going to heaven, but PG is. These are just random notes I started taking. She said she never dirty deletes anything, but she can't control what her guests say, so sometimes they get carried away and she has to take it down. Let's see. Oh, some lady wanted to talk to her. She called the lady and she wouldn't answer. Then she texted her and said, "Do you think I'm going to answer so you can record me?" So PG said, "Why would I record someone?" She records everyone. But oddly enough, when she talks to Frank Light's relatives, it doesn't record her side of the conversation. Why do you think that was? Anybody else think that was odd? Anybody? I bet you're blacklist. Oh, then she says Candace is in back chat. No, it's Don. Then she says, oh, no, it's White Boy, making fun of Candace. Then she said it's Tim. Oh, my goodness. I had to give up on taking notes after a while. It's funny how Cotton's name didn't come up until almost 3 years later, isn't it? Nobody talked about him before. He wasn't found in a cave. He was found at the bottom of a cliff. There's just facts that you can't argue with. You know, you could. And who are the 2 murders Fred's being questioned? Cotton? We know Cotton's being investigated now. What about Fred's mom? That was very suspicious. Why aren't they investigating that a little more? The knife, the blood, her pants being pulled down. That's all pretty suspicious as far as I can see. Wait, I'd like to know why. My subs want to know why. MOPPG will explain more about that Frank Light video. Well, Frank Light, she likes Frank Light. He's done his time. Those people could be rehabilitated. Although Don can't, but Frank Light can be. People need to leave Frank Light alone. Why is she so invested in Frank Light? She sticks up for him all the time. This is very odd. I think she just likes to be contrary, in my opinion. She picks the unpopular. Critical K does that too. She takes the unpopular side. Like with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, she picked Amber Heard. She likes to pick the underdog. Seems like PG, does that for controversy. That's my thinking. It's summer. It went missing that day that Candace supposedly was looking for her at Fred's. Fred would have seen her because Fred was still home. Okay, Fred met her on the road when she was coming back. But after she got home, Terry, she went and took the drugs over to Fred's at 4:30. Fred left before 4:30. So Fred was not home when she went over there. Chad Arnold lived in a tent at the bottom of Fred's driveway, and he saw Candace. I'd like to know if he spoke to Candace. I would like to talk to Chad Arnold and hear his exact story. He doesn't have a dog in this fight. I think he would be honest. He wouldn't have any reason to lie. He saw her go over there, and he knew Fred wasn't home because Fred had already left. But did Chad talk to Candace? Or did he just sit in his tent and watch her? I'm curious. Although, to hear PG talk about it, he drove up the driveway and saw Candace up there. That's not at all what happened. She apparently doesn't know he lived in the tent at the bottom of the driveway. Yeah, she's not the only YouTuber with non-existent children. I think a lot of people are afraid to call people out. I'm not. The other person I don't see a reason to call out, but PG, yeah. Have you seen the video of Grady, his grandson, filmed? Frank Light's sister said that PG was not speaking to Grady. She ought to know. Yeah, I'd like to see that too, Birdies. Where did you see it? Yeah, I see that. If Candace had passed Fred on the road on the way in, she would not have asked if Fred was home to that Chad guy. Maybe he didn't see her on the road then. I thought he saw her in town. However, just because Fred saw Candace, we don't know if that's true or not at all. But just because Fred saw Candace doesn't mean Candace saw Fred, right? Because I heard Hunter also saw Candace at a high rate of speed as he was going to the ballpark with with Red, that they saw Candace driving through town at a high rate of speed too. Now that doesn't mean that she saw them either. I don't know. There's just a lot of, I don't know. Hi, Miss You. I don't know. I don't know. No, he left. He left before. He left at 4, I believe. He was definitely gone by 4:30. But other than that, I don't know. I did look, and the scrapyard closed. I looked at the scrapyards, and I did find the one he went to, and it was open later than what he said. but somebody said you had to be there by 4:30 with your load in order to unload them. So if he left, after 4, I forget what time Laura said they left. Maybe he didn't get there before 4:30. As far as what he did after that, I don't know. Absolute Boris. Okay, screenshotting that. Thank you. I'll have to look at that. I really wonder about the messages between them on June 4th. The ones where they talked about, was that the one where Hunter was somewhere and wanted Candace to pick him up? That was when they got rear-ended at Family Dollar, I think it was, or Dollar General. I don't know. I don't shop at any of those stores. I get them confused. But that was when Candy got rear-ended in her truck and she had to go to the hospital by ambulance. So, yeah, I don't know where Hunter was that day. But she said, did Cassandra go with him or stay at home, right? Or Allie? Anyway, so Hunter obviously wasn't at home. I wonder where he was. Maybe he was at his girlfriend's. Okay, great. Thanks, Innocent. I'll look it up. Definitely. I don't think that anybody on YouTube is going to actually figure this out. Hey, Melissa Brown. Yeah, Summer was, in my opinion, already missing by 4:30. Yes. I believe she was. This is my opinion. Yes, Summer went missing somewhere around between 3:30 and 4 is what I'm thinking. So she called Don. Don told her to take the drugs over to Fred's, or at least get him out of the house. And then he did go over to Fred's that night to get him back and said Fred wouldn't give him back, of course. Why he ever would have thought that was a good idea, I have no idea. Even I would have known that wasn't a good idea. But then who else are you going to take him to on that road if you got to get rid of him quick? Probably not take him over to Jody Sue's. I don't know. We're actually talking about Fred right now. Oh, great. I can't wait until you put out your video on that. I know someone that's gone through every single thing that Ziggy and Fred, or not Ziggy and Fred and Laura, everything they've ever said. And she's recorded all the inconsistencies in their changing stories. She just hasn't put it into a video yet. I mean, it's I know kind of where she's coming from, because sometimes you just have so much information, you can't figure out exactly how to organize it into a coherent thing. I don't know. I tend to get too scattered. No. And she said she had some stuff she wanted to ask me, and that was quite a while ago. Hi, little Dev. And she was in my chat, and I said, okay. I said, if you can't ask me on here, hit me up on Messenger or my email. And I never heard from her. I checked and waited. You sure she doesn't want to tell me to go to hell? She's done that before. I don't have anything against Jody Sue. She sure goes at me, though, every once in a while. I don't know. Some of us are just here trying to sort through and get to the truth and the facts. And why anyone would be upset about that, that's kind of suspicious, isn't it? Why would you not want to? Oh, you're right, birdies. You are absolutely right. I can't see 120 acres. Is she in here? If she doesn't have you blocked, little dove, let her know. She can. There's a million ways to contact me. I got my real name everywhere I go, so um, and as long as you're civil to me, I don't have anything against anyone. Um, yes, you're absolutely right, birdies. That is correct. You're right. That was a few days later. Was that Fred that saw her? That wasn't Hunter. Boy. Yeah, but I discounted that. Why would she think she'd get the reward unless she was going to tell him where Summer was? Well, I try to make sense of this. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think 3:34, between 3:30 and 4. The cops were right there, Annabelle. Remember, they were wiring Fred up, remember? Yeah, I didn't listen too much to that. I actually just recently gone back and listened to Don and Candace's interviews and stuff. I didn't want that muddling my head because I didn't think that was true. Um, I wanted to just stick to facts. I meant to put a question on there since she dated him. I don't know if they live together, but he said his girlfriend and her mom picked him up. Maybe it was from the Wells home. But he said his girlfriend and her mom, they picked him up on the 15th after he was dropped off. Yeah. And he had some kind of appointment. Okay. You'll have to keep an eye on her. I guess I can't see her. I had never heard that before, that Hunter saw Candace. Okay, I'll have to find where I have that, where I got that from. And that was around 3:30, I heard. So that kind of matched up with, Fred and Laura possibly seeing her. I'll have to go back and look at the time things. I just remembered her a few days ago. Oh, yeah, I'm blocked over there too. Oh, Red Sar. Yeah, I can tell you from all those years of driving, just because someone sees me doesn't mean I see them. People are like, "Why didn't you wave?" I'm like, I don't know, maybe because you have tinted windows on your vehicle? Like, I'm watching the road. That's my job. Not to look and see who's in cars next to me. Hey, Eve. Hey, my girl. I thought maybe you were in bed already. Um, yeah, I'm got these trying to design this curly top mafia t-shirt just for fun. Can't figure out how to do it. Like, how did I go from having a degree in data processing to being so technologically incapable? I don't know. I don't know what happened to me. I probably just need to fire up my new laptop that I haven't turned on yet and figure that out. Is there any truth to H's girlfriend's mom's family living in the holler? No. However, I just discovered last night that H's girlfriend's mom is a longtime friend of Allie's. I did not know that. how odd that they knew each other back in the day, and then their kids end up together. Isn't that odd? I was kind of stunned at that. I don't know. They probably okay, I'm lost now. They probably would have given them back to Dawn. I'm lost. I'm probably behind in chat, aren't I always? Laura said they took a car off that day. Fred said they didn't. Yeah. Yeah. But who? I don't know. I don't know. I do feel sorry for. Oh, thanks, Eve. You're so good at all that. Red saw Candace zooming to the police station. Hey, that's a good point. And that would have been way before a reward was announced. What the hell would he have been talking about? Yeah, there's something funny about that. He had to have been speculating. Sounds like he's trying to make Candace sound guilty there. See, everybody's got an agenda here, don't they? Somebody said they couldn't figure out my agenda. I don't have an agenda. I don't know what that was about. But yes, everybody's trying to make everybody else look suspicious or draw attention away from themselves. I think that happens with all cases. You know, there's a serial murderer, you know, 5'10" to 6 foot, brown hair. Everybody, oh, I think that was my ex-husband did that. Yeah, my boyfriend, I think, might have done that. Yeah, everybody has a grudge. You know, everybody turns everybody in, just to cause them trouble. And I think that's a lot of what happens in this case, in my opinion. I know. You're not a lone mod now, Annabelle. Okay, I'm gonna get down here and that came from 3 people. Don didn't take his drugs there. He told Candace to. Candace took him over there. Don and Candace both said that, and Don was pissed at Fred. And people saw both of them go over there at the times that they, said they did. So I do believe that. Sorrel. Nikki Sorrel or Asia Sorrel? No, that's not. Are you saying that's red? That's not red. No, Washington Redskin lovers. So it wasn't CM. Uh-oh. Now I'm lost. It was an interview with Chris M. A tip had been phoned in. Oh, thank you. Thank you, little dove. Is Andy B here yet? No, he should come in. Is he here? I don't see him. He could come up here. He could come up on panel if he wants. Oh, yeah. I'd love to. Yeah, I haven't gotten to GreenEyez yet, but if Andy shows up, we'll go to GreenEyez. I got a lot to say regarding GreenEyez. Because I don't know what he's doing, but he's doing something. He's putting out a lot of bullshit and lies, and I spent a lot of time on it. So, yeah, I don't know. A lot of people were doing shady shit on the 15th. Or maybe they were just doing their normal stuff. And now that we're digging into it, yeah, they don't want that coming out. It just seemed like a typical day, didn't it? Until Summer disappeared. I mean, Candace going around taking pictures, doing her usual water sports like they always do. Um, Apparently they went to Sonic at 2:00 on whatever, because that's their buy one, get one half price or something. Happy hour starts at 2, so I guess that was a regular thing for them to do. It seemed like everything was normal until it wasn't. What do you do with that? If you could just go back and replay that through your head. And I do, I imagine it like I'm seeing it in a movie. But there's just so many gaps. Just so many gaps. I don't know. Just a minute. I've had the same thing said to and about me, and I just take notes. How many are YouTube subs now suspects? Yeah. Yeah, Sleuthhound. I think he might know. Oh, I don't think he's ever hidden it. Uh-oh. Sassy Cat, did she block me and she's being smart? No, I told her to behave herself. I think he might know. Yeah, I know who he is too. I don't think he gets along with Jody Sue now, but he has a lot of stuff he claims Jody Sue sent him. He's making shit up. And he doesn't understand who's who or who the connections are in this case. And he's certainly after me for trying to set him straight. He doesn't like me talking and interrupting his conspiracies posts. Occam's razor, 100%. 100%. But what is it? Yeah. I don't think he's oh yeah, they did speak on that. Yeah, wasn't he on her panel once? Did they get along there? I didn't hear that because I don't listen to her. But what is going on? What is his involvement in this case? I think he's interjected more into this than Jody Sue has, actually. From what I can see, he bombards people in their messenger with dozens upon dozens upon dozens of accusatory posts and messages. He did that to someone I know. Where's Summer? I know you took Summer. Where did you put her? Where are you keeping her? What lake did you throw her into? Where's she buried? Where are you hiding her? Over and over and over and over and over again. I have it all. Why? He's done that with many people. Why would you do that? And this has been going on for a long time. And here we are talking about GreenEyez when I wasn't ready yet. He called to aggravate her. Yeah, he's a shit stirrer. That's all he is. I think I interrupt. Well, that's probably why he doesn't like me. He was really nasty to me in Crystal's chat, but she didn't have any mods in there, so nobody was. I'm looking around for some, but I didn't see any. People start sending me messages. Yeah, he's really upset with you. Yeah, I can tell. He's not hiding it. Well, Heather Lynn, that's just it. It's all bullshit. He doesn't even know. Who these people are? I know who these people are. He made fun of me for not knowing who Ronald Hill was. For crying out loud, he doesn't understand whose kids are whose, and that little girl isn't missing. He's just trying, yeah, he's trying to start shit. Nobody went missing. Yeah, it's just, I don't know what I'm going to do with all that. Okay, wait, I'm still, okay, Chad pulls up. Here's one. Summer. Oh, Summer looks sick with Journey. Okay, we know that was not true. Summer had been at the party that day. What color eyes does Brad with Sean have? I really don't know, but he's not GreenEyez. They are? Perfect. That's just perfect. That's a perfect match. That's all I'm going to say about that. He's not all there. He said I went on PG's and called him a sex offender. What? What? I wish people could show screenshots for some of the shit they say I said. Come on, let's pull up with some receipts, somebody. Anybody. Let's see. Cotton. Okay. Candace was already looking for Summer at 4 or 4:30. This is PG. Well, I don't think she was looking for Summer. Summer was in the car with Fred and Laura then. Oh yeah, this is PG. She said Candace took Summer over there with her, which meant Chad would have seen Summer too, right? Chad should have seen Summer in the car, if that's correct, with Candace when she went over to Fred's at 4:30. Then she handed Summer off to Fred and Laura. Fred and Laura were already gone. And then they took her to Cotton and handed her off. Why would they have to take Summer to Cotton and hand her off if Cotton was at Ben Hill sleeping with everybody on the 15th? Make that make sense. Make that make sense. Oh, yeah, mine aren't organized at all. I need to, do you know how long that's going to take me, though? Probably a month or more. I can put them in Dropbox folders or Evernote. I tried that. That didn't seem to work. Oh, he was. I was thinking he had you mixed up with somebody else. Oh, I don't know. Could be. It could be. It does. Now, why Lawson thinks that was unfounded, Chris McDonough also said it did not fit the timeline. Well, not fitting the timeline and not fitting Chris McDonough's timeline are two totally different things, in my opinion. Exactly. 100% cursed. 100%. If Jody Sue, hi Karen, if Jody Sue Brown heard the scream, why would Candace tell Jody Sue to change her story to a different time? Thank you, Eve. It doesn't. You know, and I told Laura stay away from PG. I said she's using you for content and then she's going to turn on you. And sure enough, what did she do? She went from, "Oh, I made this GoFundMe for Laura, poor Laura." But, you know, PG didn't donate any money to that GoFundMe. I don't think she set it up, but if she did, she didn't care enough about Laura to donate money to it. And then the next thing you know, she's got Laura taking Summer to cotton. It's what she does with people. She's friends with Ziggy, and the next thing you know, she's slamming Ziggy. Okay, let me go to the next page here. If Andy shows up, let me know. We can go to GreenEyez. I might just do a whole night on GreenEyez. Talking a lot about Ziggy marrying Fred. Well, I don't think either of them make very good choices, so okay, wait. I think Summer's hair was a lot more blonde. Actually, I don't know. Don's hair when he was a little kid was pretty spitting image of Summer. Yeah, it's more blonde than Candace's was, yes. But Don, I think it takes after Don. Um, oh, she said Fred gets a check in jail. I don't think so. If he did, he had to pay it back, doesn't he? Did somebody say he was paying it back? You don't get money when you're incarcerated. Okay, let's see. Yep, 100% full, overfilled. Let's see. Sassy fell victim to Candace and Don. Oh, I know. Just a minute. Andy Paul. Um, I know something that way. It has a lot to do with Candace seeing Jody Sue Brown. That's a whole interesting thing too. Her being down by the road, Jody Sue down by the road with her purse waiting for Andy, right? Wish Andy would, come on and tell us his story. See, a lot of this stuff I've already gone over. Let me go. See. And how many people smelled decomposition at Don's job site? I'm sure law enforcement checked that out, don't you think? PG said she heard it on the phone. Here's something I wanted to ask. How can Cher and PG both have been on the phone 24/7 with Don after Summer disappeared? Was it like a three-way? How does that happen? I know Don likes to talk on the phone. I do know you're supposed to report it to yeah. Somebody said that he had to pay it back, and that's why Ziggy needed money. I don't know. Probably just more rumors. That is a thought. That is one theory I heard, that Fred hit Summer in the road and then carried her off to the junkyard. I don't know. I think there would be some. If he did that, Chad saw it. Chad was right there. So I don't think Summer would have been in the road. I really don't. Let me know if you agree or not. And CSI told him to head over here because you were also covering GreenEyez. Maybe that is her mom. No disrespect. Who's her mom? No, Candace is Summer's mom. There's no doubt about that. Wasn't PG share and the yes. Oh yes, they all were. They all were. I remember the day BK turned on her. I was just talking to someone about that. Everybody in his chat loved Candace. They were sending Candace money. They were supporting Candace. And then all of a sudden, yeah, he turned on Candace. And so did his whole chat. All of a sudden, 60 seconds later, his whole entire chat hated Candace. How does that work? Does anybody have a mind of their own? That's why I let anybody say anything they want here. As long as you're, as long as you are respectful. You could see I let Sassy Cat comment in here. She's probably somewhere else talking about me right now, I'm sure. Okay, so Ziggy said that. Yeah, they don't mess around with that. What did 120 acres say? Chad won't talk. I got somebody trying to get a hold of looking for Chad for me. He's got a prime perch right there in his tent at the bottom of the driveway. He must know a hell of a lot. I wonder if law enforcement's talked to him. Why hasn't Chad come out on anybody's channel? PG said she tried to get a hold of him. Thank God she hasn't yet. A lot of her guests disappear. Did you ever notice that? We never hear from him again, like that John Boucher guy. Yeah, he disappeared. Hi again. Or she wandered and was in a vehicle unknowingly. Well, that could be. But there aren't really any reports of her wandering down the road from other people on that road or showing up at their houses. I don't ever recall Laura or Fred saying that Summer was over at their house. I don't know. I'm glad we had this talk because Chad knows what's going on there. I don't have any doubt now that we've talked. Chad saw it all. Where's Chad? Maybe he's hiding. Maybe he's afraid of something. I take it he's not living in that tent anymore because someone called me and said they didn't believe he was ever living in a tent at the bottom of the drive. But yeah, Andy confirmed it. There would, yeah, be evidence on her. Fred had so many junk cars, though. I don't know if he hit her with the trailer. I don't think it would leave any evidence. Yeah, I see what you're saying. You think you're thinking blood or something, right? Shoes. Usually knocks a kid out of their shoes if they get hit, and an adult too, for that matter. Were you gone somewhere, Eve? Didn't Jody Sue Brown accuse Andy B of telling his daughter he hit Summer? Oh no, he said he dreamt that he saw Summer's body. And then Jody Sue was that got into how that rumor that he was the last person to see Summer's body. I don't know. They had a lot of other places to go besides the road. They had a lot of land there. I don't know. Summer was quite active. Why do people think she couldn't have been a girly girl princess and also a tomboy? Well, she couldn't be both. You know they're lying. Well, she could be both. I think a lot of little girls are. Summer liked her little girly dresses. She was always in dresses. And she had those little tutus and her Halloween costume was a little fairy outfit. I think she liked that. I think she did like princesses. She liked Frozen, she liked the Disney movies, but she's also a rough and tumble tomboy, out there on the swing and running after the boys on their bikes and, getting down and dirty. I don't see any contradiction in that at all. And especially now, kids these days don't follow male, female, you know, role models. And certainly Candace isn't training her kids to be a certain way. Yeah, anybody who points out any facts or anything that's not a fact is also a Wells supporter. I'm a Wells supporter. Chad's brother's death. There's a lot of weird deaths. Fred's mom's death is very weird. Yeah. Yeah, don't all people that are police informants and working undercover tell it on YouTube, their YouTube channel? With Benny's history, yeah, he wasn't working undercover. I know he did take Jenna out there to be undercover. Or Shannon, excuse me. He took Shannon out there to be undercover. Reminds me of the DW hit the female dog in the road and took her to Fred Hill's house story. I don't remember that, birdies. I don't remember Don hitting a dog in the road. Oh. Apparently Summer was on the roof. I remember as a kid it was so cool to be up on a roof. Of course I like high places. And I think that's possible. And she would have screamed. Now, Jody Sue said it was an animalistic scream, right? That it didn't sound human. What if that wasn't a scream? What if that was Fred and Laura trying to load that car onto the trailer? What if it was a shriek of metal against metal? I just can't see Summer, who was barely even verbal, shrieking like that. That didn't make any sense. So I don't think that was Summer. So is she thinking that that was Candace? But what if it was metal? What if it was metal against metal? That's a loud shrieking sound. What if it's as simple as that? What if it was just them loading the vehicle? Oh, Jackie Dobbs. I'm not going to entertain that because Poor Jackie. Another innocent person drug into this. Ouch, stop that. He wouldn't talk to Ziggy, but apparently she spoke to Chad's mom. She did? That's interesting. Well, damn it. I should start calling around and find these people. Yeah. Was Jason? I don't know that. And it was Fred's mother's case investigated? I'd like to know what the manner and cause of death were in her case. I mean, that just sounds suspicious as hell, if what we've heard is true. I just clipped Laura say Summer was at her house. Really? Hmm. My theory now kind of aligns with Don. Bad friends of the local dealer. I don't know. I don't. My most heavily weighted theory is accident cover up. But I'm open to anything. There's no evidence pointing to anything, so I'd believe anything if we had any evidence of it. I don't know. She could have wandered off and fallen somewhere, and I don't know what's happened. Kids have been found 4 or 5 miles from where they were last seen in a heavily wooded area. But yeah, I don't see her in the time frame that we are given. I don't see her getting that far away. Logically. We should do a show about this and just discuss each possible theory that's come up and see if we can debunk them. Poke holes in them. Chad's mom wants him to talk. Well, I should give her a call because I want him to talk too. I hope he's talked to law enforcement. Because damn, he had a prime spot there. I don't know why I never thought of that before. He could certainly clear up a lot of shit, couldn't he? Jody Sue Brown had said Candace was yelling at the oldest boy. What did he do? I think, didn't she hear that on the phone? Over the phone? I don't know. Okay, I'm going to screenshot this and go look for that too. I remember her saying that. That's to someone. Yeah, anything could have happened. Oh, okay. All right. I don't think it was, maybe DW's friends were bad. I don't know, but he thinks Candace made the bad friends. Don was at work all day. So I don't think Don had a lot of friends. This is just me thinking. Other than work friends. And I don't think he knew a lot about what went on around the house during the day. Pretty much when he was with Pam, kind of the same thing. He, brought home the bacon and left the child rearing and house cleaning to his wives. And I don't think either wife was equipped to take on that role, from what I know and what I've heard. Which is too bad. It's too bad. That's a good point, Miss Shu. Okay, so if that's true, if Summer went down the road, the dogs would have noticed that. They would have smelled that. They would have followed her trail out and down the road. Also, why didn't the dogs find her scent between the house and Candy's trailer? if she was over there that day, why didn't they find any evidence of that? I have a lot of questions about the whole dog thing. What they found and what they didn't find. If they didn't find any evidence of her between the trailer and the house, then did they ever even have Summer's scent to begin with? Whose scent was that they had? Did Candace give them a sock out of the dirty laundry basket that actually belonged to one of the boys? How? It just doesn't make any sense. Did they even have Summer's scent to begin with? Okay, so now the ex-neighbor told Ziggy Fred Hill gave her the wrong name. I think that was about Chad. Chase found her shoes. Where did you see that, Karen? I don't think Chase found her shoes. Where did you see that? I'd have to know more about that. Yeah, that was one of the two shoes that she was wearing in the gem shop that BK found. The thing is, and I heard people say she was hiding behind Don's truck, but Don's truck didn't move. So we know that didn't. Yeah, PG. What story can't she twist? That's her stock and trade. I don't know, Little Dove. I might be a little harder to convince there. I know that she was abusive to Don a lot. People saw it. She broke his eardrum. People saw her beat on him. I guess I wouldn't doubt it. I don't know. Look, when he got all pissed off about Jose there, Don hit himself in the face. He didn't hit, he didn't get Candace or Jose. But he did hit Pam, I guess. Although she dropped the charges. I don't know. It just seems like a lot of the stories about him are apocryphal. And, Candace and Candy were always trying to get Don in trouble. They called in that fake domestic violence thing where he allegedly broke her thumb or whatever that cops saw right through. So, and I still see people talking about that. Oh, remember that time Don beat up Candace? No, he didn't, actually. I don't know. I had one of each. Yeah, I love to climb trees and explore and everything. But I also love to dress up and do girly things. I think most people are. I want to ask Andy if Fred moved cars around a lot that day or if that was odd. Now, that's a very good question. I wish Andy would come over. I'm going to have to set something up with Andy to get him over here so we can talk. Hey, Anastasia. I tend to think the minors in the home. I think so too. Yep. They can be. It seemed like that day the boys were fixated on their video game. So, and I actually think that was pretty common for them from what I hear. Of course, I wouldn't know that. Oh! Oh my God. Somebody should have told me before this was Friday and PG Sabbath. Gosh darn it. You know I'm going to be accused of coming at her sideways on her Sabbath. I don't know what the hell day it is. For crying out loud. Andy said he doesn't think his kids would lie. His daughter told in detail what Andy said. She never mentioned a dream, not once. You know, I don't know why his kids would lie either. Well, that's a good point, Anastasia. We need Andy over here. I think Ellie had a good reason to think Summer never left the area. When have they said that, though? I've heard Chris McDonough say that, but I don't recall LE saying that. I don't doubt it, though. Yeah, I don't think she's very far either. Just a minute. Her son said that in the news. Okay, I missed. You're talking about Jody Sue's son, Karen? I'm sorry. I must be way behind. Jody Sue Brown said Fred pulled that truck of Don's by a rope and the truck wrecked, and she said she watched it happen. Kirst, I'm sorry, I'm behind. Are you talking about the metal on metal? That's why I love these kind of brainstorming things. That's just things just ping pong around in my head, and all of a sudden I'm like, well, what about this? I never thought about Chad Arnold being like a main source of information before. Not as much as he would be. Thank you, Kirst. Appreciate that. Fred Hill said it was near Beach Creek Market. Uh-oh. Now see. I don't know. Well, that's Jody Sue claiming, right? Well, people have talked about her being attacked by a dog. But that would definitely leave blood. I've been bit by enough dogs to know that. And those are just bites, not even dog attacks. There's blood there. Is there a firm witness that she is barely verbal? There are, yes. Have you listened to the videos? Have you listened to the video of her singing the song in the car? People said she could, put 2 or 3 words together. She has a very faint voice. There aren't too many instances of her talking, no. Jason Cotton and Mrs. Hill all open investigations. Thank you, Mishu. I put a picture Beach Creek Market. Oh, I'll have to go look at that. Well, yeah, Kurz does some good stuff. Well, I didn't say she was nonverbal, but I said she was barely verbal. She couldn't talk very much. She didn't. I mean, listen to her singing in the car. She couldn't pronounce the words really. I haven't heard her talk more than 3 or 4 words in a row. Didn't she say thanks, Miss Trish, at church? I don't know. People that knew her said that she was, a little slow in her development behind her age group. I don't know. How do we know the dogs didn't bark that day? That's what I want to know. Everybody goes, oh, the dogs would have barked. The dogs didn't bark. How do we know? That's something I wanted to ask. How do we know the dogs didn't bark? How do we know that? Yeah, Karen. I am behind in chat. I know I'm always. Oh, what did she do? What did you do? I don't know. I hate to go there. I guess we could, but I'm not really sure it's fair to do that. Yeah, but when you get mauled, there's blood. There is a lot of blood. Wow. I must be way behind. Okay, I'm going to go down. Please keep this chat on. I did. I just paid an extra $10 a month to increase my StreamYard because they said I was out. What about Prince? Was she picked up on an ATV or horse? I don't know. Okay. I don't think they found any evidence. To escalate it to an Amber Alert, they have to think the child is in imminent danger of harm or death. So I don't know if it was just much evidence or enough time had gone by that they realized she didn't just wander off, or enough time had elapsed where they didn't think she could survive on her own. I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, Don's first wife, she has 1 million, but so do 1 million other people. I don't know. Some people have 20. I don't know how they keep track of all those, to tell you the truth. I certainly don't have the time for that. Yeah, I've tracked people before that change constantly, and then the same people are friends with them on every one of them. Like, seriously, if I had 20 friend requests from you, I would like unfriend all of them. I don't have time for that. No, the cadaver dog can tell. It could still be differentiate that scent. Same with the horse. I've heard that too. Well, that was actually Dave Rader. Didn't he say that the dogs didn't get a scent at all? I swear I have a video of him saying that, but maybe that was before this dog. Maybe that was before a dog came after that interview, I think. Oh, I think law enforcement. I have caught Ronnie in 2 or 3 lies. So, yep, he's out there lying. Or I should say, is he embellishing? No, he's lying. Ronnie's lying. Exactly. There is no proof that her prints were ever found. And, wouldn't there be a lot of other prints? Yeah. I mean, law enforcement what did they say? All they say is she was last reported seen by her mother at 110 Ben Hill. So they're not saying she was last seen in any certain place either. So if that was true, that those were her prints, then I think they would have come out and at least said that. They're not even, saying she was ever even on the property. They're not saying anything. What the hell? Excuse me. Well, wasn't Chase the one that said that Summer was alive in Indiana? I don't. What didn't she say that? I think Pam said that. I don't know who's that. Not Crystal, but who's the other meth head lady that was there? Or was that Crystal? Who was the one lady that her mother said she had some mental problems and was a drug addict? I know she was telling stories about Pam. Her stories were confusing Pam and Candy, talking like they were the same person. I could tell she was picking up parts of each person and putting them into the same story. So, she didn't know what she was talking about. Yes. But they might have, I don't know, they could have. They could have found something. They've told us damn little, but then we don't really need to know. Well, yeah, now, yeah, that goes back to GreenEyez and something that GreenEyez said too, so we're gonna get to that. Well, and BK said he had the pillow too. What pillow? What pillow? Could be. He possibly did. She said he did. I could believe that. I could believe it, little Dev. I just think there's so many more. I know of at least a dozen or more instances of Candace beating on people and injuring them than I do of Don. Let's just say that. So I would believe it. I would believe it. It's quite possible. Yes. Oh, definitely. Yeah, I don't think the boys saw anything. I just don't. The only thing I know is that they said the door, that's the one thing everyone in the story agrees on, is that that basement door was locked. And Don even had to go upstairs to go in and out to work. He couldn't go out that door either. That door was always locked. So we know no one went in or out of that door, including Summer. The boys told David Dodson when they were golfing the door was locked. Nobody has ever said anything other than that that door was locked. So I think that's one fact that we can agree on. Bertie, I don't think so. You mean something happened to Summer? But she was all over on the 15th on camera. Um, yeah, I don't see how it's possible. The video game explanation as the explanation. Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure they were yelling, but definitely focused on the video game. I don't think they were looking around at their surroundings. Is Leslie Hill related to Fred by marriage? Well, that's a good question. Yeah, I heard her talk about it. That's very, no, singing in the car, no, no. The one where she's singing a children's song, but she's not saying words, she's just kind of, like, making sounds. She's in her car seat, I believe, if I remember it right. I can't remember if I have it posted or not. I think we would know that, Birdie. I can't say there was certainty, but I don't think that's something that could be hidden. I think too many people would know. It would have been marked off. They would have taken that, samples, pictures. There's a lot of activity around there, and people would have noticed that. I'm positive of that. Excuse me. Hey, hon. Welcome. Glad to see you. I I don't know what we're getting accomplished, but we're doing it. We're talking it out. Yes, 100% she is. Unfortunately, at least she isn't suffering somewhere. Um, you're gonna make me cry. What haunts me, literally haunts me, is what was she thinking when she realized that her friends turned on her, that they lured her there. What went through her head? Now I'm starting to cry because that haunts me. Can you imagine? I know what happens. I mean, we've heard of it before. We've heard of groups of girls calling up a girl, "Hey, come out with us and party," with every intention of killing them. Um, just just horrendous, horrendous. And I hate that. I hate to even have to think of that. Hey, discovering. I don't know. We were just talking about that. Oh, um, but this was recently, right, Kirst? Are you talking about the two, or did you go there before? Didn't you just go there? I thought that was recent, what you posted. Was that earlier? Oh, did he? Okay, I'm gonna go back. I like looking at Dave Rader. That's just me. I think he's kind of hot, actually. I'll go back and look. Okay, screenshot that. Who follows your ex-husband's children's Facebooks? Well, those weren't really the kids' Facebooks. Um, Again, those were Candace's. She set those up for kids. Okay, thank you. Thought for sure I saw him say the dogs never got a scent. I'm gonna have to go back and see. Taking a screenshot of this too. Um, I'm gonna get a date on that. I'm gonna go back and look at those and get dates on when he said that. I thought I knew I wasn't imagining that. Actually, Mishu, I did a lot of research into that. Yeah, there is no way to date it. Um, but they can detect it for, I think, up to 10 days. And I even read of a dog that tracked someone who'd been taken away in a car for 2 miles. So those dogs are damn good. They say you can fool a handler, but you can't fool a dog. And I believe it. I do. I've read all kinds of ways to throw off dogs, and none of them are foolproof. Um, those dogs are amazing, really, with their scent. That's very good. Am I that far behind? The red truck was not on Ben Hill. That red truck that the FedEx driver saw, that was parked on the side of the road on Beach Creek. That was never on Ben Hill. And the driver wasn't even sure. So that wouldn't be on the camera at the corner. That was not moving. It was parked on the side of the road. That's why I don't know if it was on camera, they'd know who it was because they'd have the yeah, no, it wasn't the Ring camera. It was the FedEx driver. Oh, hey, Wisconsin mama. How the hell far am I behind? Okay, I'm gonna go down. Oh, I'm way behind. Okay, here we go. Yes. Okay, you were there last week. I thought so. So the two dogs that she has now, heard you? The one little puppy? Wow, could be. Hi, Cher. Whose vehicle did the dogs hit on? As far as I know, the dogs never hit on any vehicle. Yeah, no prints. I don't think law enforcement ever believed that either because they didn't dust anything for prints at Candace's house. They didn't dust the doors. I heard they did not even look in Candy's truck. And don't ask me to prove a receipt for that. Badger me all you want. I have my sources. Other people do too, so I'm just, yeah. Exactly, Misha. Did I say hi to you? Yeah, they should have. The scent should have lit up everywhere. So that's just very puzzling to me. Especially if Summer got out of the truck, if Summer walked over to her grandmother's to plant flowers and get candy and then walk back to the house, then why isn't those dogs should have been able to track that? There should have been a lot of scent for the dogs to track there. Yeah, I don't believe it either. Wouldn't the dogs have hit on Grandma's truck? Yeah, I should have. They should have. Yeah, exactly. Yep. They're trained in different ways. So there are some air scent dogs and some ground scent dogs. And they say bloodhounds have those long ears, and the ears kind of whip the scent up into the ear, which is why bloodhounds are good at that. My girlfriend works for Paws with a Cause. They train dogs for people with disabilities, and not all dogs are suited for that. So they go through the training, and then the dogs wash out. So then they use them for other purposes. One of their dogs that did not make it actually works with the TBI in Tennessee on child porn cases. That dog has been trained to smell a coating on electronics and SD cards, and it can find an SD card with child porn on it hidden in an ear vent or anywhere. Those dogs are amazing, you know? I had, a customer that used to train her dog as a scent dog, and she would take it for what? She had all different kinds of scents. She would put them on, bumpers of cars and things. Then she started training, it on scent underwater. It's just amazing what they can do, really. Fred just likes to hear himself talk, in my opinion. Yeah, Summer should have been all over the place. Yeah, I I don't know. Well, I don't think she's in the water for one thing. A body in the water is going to surface. It just is. Once decomposition starts, it's going to surface. Even if it's weighed down, parts break off and surface. I mean, look at like Scott Peterson, even Lacey's baby. They even found the baby. I mean, in the ocean or whatever. It's so rare that a body in the water wouldn't be unless it's in a car. So there you go. It's back to Fred, I guess. But um, that would really be the only way. And are there any cars missing? I don't think Summer's in the water. That's my opinion. Exactly, discovering. Thank you. Exactly. If she put that Paw Patrol toy there, they definitely would have. I don't think that. Yeah. Well, I think they missed a lot of opportunity for evidence at the beginning because they treated it as she walked off. They did not treat it as a foul play situation at the beginning because they didn't do any of those things. They didn't look in the vehicles. I mean, they didn't look in. Well, they might have looked in, but I mean, they didn't take any evidence from Candy's truck or anything. They didn't dust anything for prints. They didn't treat it like, they treat it like a missing child, which they do. Look at how many children walk away or go missing that we post. And then, within 3 or 4 hours, or sometimes even the next day, they're found. They sleep under a log or their dog is with them and, they stay warm overnight somehow. So I think that's part of the reason, part of the mistakes they made. I don't think they deliberately did that. Yeah, I did see pictures. With my pictures I went through last night, I saw some scuba divers and, yeah, pictures of scuba divers and looking for her. Oh, yes, Karen. I think absolutely. Um, send either contact me on Messenger or my email is justiceforrose@aol.com. And yeah, I'll get you that information. It's actually, I know some places charge for those dogs. However, the one my girlfriend works with, they're free of charge. You do have to go to their training though to learn the commands and how to use the dogs. Dogs can do amazing things. Okay. Well, you can message me with that curse. Now you got me curious. Cal, do you guys want to keep talking? We're still talking. I, I'm loving my chats. My chats are always awesome. We got some good minds in here. And people asking good questions, you guys. I got screenshots of some of them. Fred was on so many drugs that he probably had no idea what happened. Well, and you got to wonder, not only that day, I mean, if you're so drugged out, do you know any day what's happening? How good is your memory at that point? I mean, seriously, Fred's a drug addict for decades, right? Of course, so is Don. Maybe that's Don's problem too. I don't know. Of course, Fred was on meth. Maybe that deteriorates you faster than crack. I have no idea. I'm not into the drug scene. I smoke pot and that's it. And I think I'm pretty clean compared to most people. I'm surprised when some of my friends are like tried all these different LSD and this and that, mushroom. Like, oh my God, I don't want to lose control like that. So, yep, they did. Searched, which means they looked in, but um, not fingerprinted. Do you know what I mean? Like they didn't treat it like someone could have possibly have kidnapped her. And although I know most people rule that out, they didn't. Law enforcement didn't rule that out, which they might have been able to if they would have taken fingerprints, but they missed that opportunity. So exactly. That's a very good point. I'm going to screenshot that, Misha, if you don't mind. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point. I hate that word hypervigilant just because Jody Sue uses that. Makes me think of her. But you're right. I think there are some telling things in the things she denies. Yes. So we can talk about that someday too. Overcompensation, correct. Well, they don't ever let the public help. I mean, there's several actually I got involved in true crime on social media when someone on my route went missing. And Unmask, I believe, picked it up and was talking about it. And so I, sent them some pictures of the house and things where because it was in a secluded area, and of course, and I delivered there. So I sent them some pictures, not for publication, but just to show the area in the house and things. And those, they don't let people, anytime a child goes missing here, they don't want the public coming because they want trained searchers searching the correct way and in the grid searches and stuff. Once the public gets involved and they say, oh, we already looked here or there, well, how do you know? They need to search in an organized fashion, and they do usually tell the family they don't want them searching because they don't want the family to stumble on something that they wouldn't want to see. So I do believe all that. Although in every case it's different, I'm sure other jurisdictions have different rules, but from what I've seen, usually they do not want the public. They ask the public to stay away in cases in my state, usually, and they do not want the family searching. Although the family usually searches on their own before they call in law enforcement, so Pruitt thinks a bear got her. Hey, law enforcement thinks a bear got Dear Kunz too, although how the hell that could happen? We got bears all over here in subdivisions. Bears do not attack people, they're afraid of people, so that's very rare for a black bear to attack. I think there's enough garbage laying around on Ben Hill that a bear wouldn't have to attack a person anyway. Yes. You know, I don't think it's just drugs that's affecting Fred's reliability, in my opinion. Um, I think he's just a liar. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Bear ain't gonna drag you off. Plus, it's not like grizzly bears, it's a black bear, so I don't know who they're eyeing. I think they pretty much know, or they'd be asking for our assistance. Although, I don't know. They're not asking for any help in Rose's case, although they do know what happened there too. So, um, I don't know. I wish there was a bigger reward in that case. There's no reward in Summers. Where else? I just read, that Jody Heisentreit. We've never talked about that, but she was that newscaster. That's a big famous case. There's $100,000 reward for her that expires at midnight, which is right now. Expires today. It's been 10 years since she disappeared. Whose stepdad is in Livingston. Is a Livingston. And there's a property in the Ruby. No. Well, I'll look into that. Oh yeah, rakes. They're kind of beloved here. People, put a lot of videos on them. They watch them. They're bouncing on their trampolines, and the cubs swim in people's pools, and they climb people's trees in the backyards. Sometimes people even name them. They're kind of. And then one got hit on the highway. It was in the front page of the paper, and people were all sad. Yeah, they're not really a threat, so they wouldn't attack you. I do not believe there are cougars. Somebody Google that. If I do that, I will knock myself off, which I've done before. Ms. Led 222. Welcome. The amount of dogs. Oh, that's very true. That's a good point. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, that's a really good point. If there was a bear there, the dogs would have attacked the bear. Yeah, that's crazy. That's a good point. Oh, no, I don't think so. He was telling the truth when he said he doesn't use drugs, and he talked to Rose Bly. Yeah. Yeah, we have bobcats here. Did you see a guy he killed a wolf, saying he thought it was a bobcat. Like, what the hell, guy? A wolf's kind of big. Surprised he didn't shoot a horse and think it was a bobcat. Mhm. Um, I don't think they did, sir. I don't think they did. The boys were at the creek playing. The guy on the with the GoPro on the bicycle saw the boys at the creek with walkie-talkies, and he said they were playing. So I don't think they were searching. And then Don saw the boys at the creek. I don't know. Did anybody say they were actually? BK's stepdad is a Livingston. Um, no, he said he was there after Summer got gone, but he said he was not there before. Yeah, I've heard. I'll look into that. I took a screenshot of it. Right. Even a grizzly bear doesn't eat you whole. Exactly. Should that guy really be hunting at all? That's what people are saying. I mean, seriously? Or maybe it was a coyote he thought it was. But it was something that wolf is significantly larger. So they were trying to decide if they were going to charge him or not. I don't know why he went to the shed. Let's ask Chris McDonough. I'm sorry, I had to do that. Chris sees sheds everywhere he looks. He has a shed fetish. See, now the horse, that's just, I know a lot of people think that's weird. And I don't know. That doesn't. Oh, yeah, Jody Sue Brown. She did say she was in the creek, didn't she? Well, I guess Andy's not going to show up. That's too bad. I'll have to make an appointment with him. Candy said, yeah. Well, yeah. Exactly. Oh. Oh, you know why? Because it's after midnight. Miles wants his wet food. He's angry with me. I started feeding them wet food because my baby had all his teeth pulled because he has FLB or one of those things. And his teeth were destroying themselves. So he had to have all his teeth pulled, and I wanted to make sure that he got enough to eat. So I started feeding them the wet food. So then I thought, after a while, he threw up, and I swear there was dry food in that. I thought, is he pretending he can't eat dry food? And then, like 3 days ago, I was walking by in the dark, and he was eating that dry food. These guys are faking it. They're double dipping. And now what do? I can't stop with the wet food. Oh, yeah. Hi, Diamond Eyes. No. And he got it, unfortunately, from a cat I got from a rescue, which all my cats are rescues. They had not they tested him for feline leukemia, but they did not test for this FLP or whatever it is. And there's no cure for that. So I had brought him home and I didn't find out he was desperately ill. I had to have him put to sleep. He was such a sweetheart. And Riley kind of adopted him and could probably tell that he was, seriously ill. and evidently got it from that, although they say it's only spread by a bite, and nobody bit anybody, so it's kind of a mystery, but I cried. I just felt sick that I brought, that the shelter would do that to me, for one thing. But no. But they said that cats with this have a difficult time fighting off infections, and keeping weight up. So I make sure that he gets enough to eat, and that the teeth thing. I said, "Is this a systemic thing then, or is this the end of it?" And she said, "This is the end of it. They pull all his teeth, and then that's over with." So, yep, yep, that's exactly what happened. Oh, it was horrible. My baby. FIV, is that it? That might be it. It's something there's no cure for and no vaccine for. I know. He is my baby too. That might be it, Bertie. I get confused with all the things. It's not fatal. They can live a normal lifespan, but my cats are indoors and hugely pampered. And as long as they get enough to eat. But he's not the one crying. It's this fat one next. It's Miles, the Maine Coon, who's quite large. The FBI card team didn't find any evidence. Oh, hey, TPE. Good to see you. Oh, yeah, be sure and go over it all. Seriously, we got a lot discussed. A lot of good questions and a lot of good theories. We got a lot of stuff going on here tonight. Worth listening to. Yes. Big. Big is the operative word there. He's very large. Very large. I don't know what it is. Feline immunodeficiency virus. So that would be FIV. That might be what it is. FIV. Hey, Crime Crazy. Hey, girlfriend. Good stuff going on tonight. Look at all the people coming in late. Oh no, that's it's not feline AIDS. Feline F, it's not that. Oh my god. Where's my other phone? So I could Google it without, I can't find it. What'd you do with the phone, Miles? Oh, I was sitting on it, sorry. I don't remember what it was. No, he doesn't have feline leukemia. Look at everybody. All my peeps. What a great group. Oh! Yes, all my cats are rescues. My sweet babies. Got Logan Riley and Miles. They're all Irish names from my Irish relatives. Oh. Yeah, mine are all tuxedo cats. But Miles is a big boy. Of course, all Maine Coons are big. He's just greedy too. Whatever it is. Yeah, it's not I don't have to do anything with it. And they said it's only spread through biting. So it's allegedly pretty hard to spread from cat to cat, but that didn't turn out to be my case. Okay, so I guess Andy's not showing up. Should we keep going here? We didn't get to GreenEyez, but he might require a whole nother night. Fat and sassy, fat and bratty. And he ate half a spool of thread. And I'm not joking. It was like in a massive amount. And that surgery was quite expensive also. Although not having all the teeth pulled was $4,000. The other miles with the thread, I have a picture. They cut him open from end to end. He looked like a zipper. They put all these staples in him. And I have a picture of all of his intestines pulled out and laying on a towel. It's just creepy as all get out, I'll tell you. Okay. GreenEyez on Andy B's ass. He's on my ass too now. They bite the ear. Well, it is what it is, and I can't do anything about it. So, I mean, I'm not the kind of person to go back and why didn't I do this or why didn't I do that? I mean, it's people, how did this happen? Well, who cares? This is what we have to deal with. So let's just go forward from here, right? You can't go back. So what? Oh my God. I got a lot on GreenEyez. He knows I'm on him. He might even have me blocked now. I don't know. Go see if I commented on if you can see all my comments on his posts. I think he's tired of me debunking him. I'm like, what the hell, dude? You don't even know who people are? That little girl is not missing. I just looked at her picture the other day. Yep. 1L. Well, it's kind of late. Now I'll go get him, and I have no desire to go to Andrew's chat. I do not appreciate what he's doing to Ro at all. I don't like her. She doesn't like me. She's been lying about me for years now. And now she's focused on someone else, so I have no desire to revive that. But what Andrew's doing is wrong. 100% wrong. And half the time he doesn't even know what he's talking about, so I'm not going to go there either. Yes, isn't it ridiculous? I don't know. I don't think vets have a problem paying off their student loans because they sure charge enough. Oh, yeah. That's his real name. Well, don't tell us that because I know what state he lives in. Oh, great. Yeah, put him in our chat. Yeah, I know he was in contact. Of course, he's been in contact with a lot of people, and a lot of people contacted me and showed me, messages that he's bombarded their messenger with. He used to go under his real name, but he still had that same crow. But at the end of every one of those is this person has blocked you on Messenger. So I think he's running out of people to harass. Seriously. Kind of reminds me of when JLR used to message me and then didn't like what I said and blocked me. Oh. I thought I don't want you accidentally putting out any information. Oh, he knows who I am, innocent. I was kidding him about eating so much. He posts all those food pictures. Damn, that all looks so good, especially the shrimp. I asked him how many times he ate a day. He said as many times as it takes. All right, so should we keep going? Let's see. Pete. Okay, they said cotton. Is this Laura now? Says Cotton was not on Ben Hill on the 15th. He was at Fred's on the 13th. And allegedly told him something about Summer's case. Allegedly. You know what? What's today? Friday? Okay, let's Tuesday. Let's do my legal case study, and I'll only do 5 cases, so that'll take a half an hour, and then we'll do GreenEyez after that. Hey, Pamela. Yes, the Curly Top Mafia is all here. We got a lot done. Who was the other girl who went missing same day Summer up there? I don't know. Went missing the same day as Summer up there. I don't know who that is. The unknown girl. Oh. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. It wasn't just the girl that went missing, was it? Wasn't it everybody? Okay, I watched Oh, what is this? Oh, here's Ro. I wasn't going to talk about her, but she said this. She said that the swimming video, that she saw that video and now it's gone. But it was a video of Hunter splashing Summer, and then the camera panned and then panned back to Don Sherfy Jr. smiling. Then the camera went off. Then it came back and Don was standing at the mouth. Don Sherfy Jr. was standing at the mouth of a cave at Laurel Run in his boxers with a big smile. And then it panned to Candace with a smirk. What the hell is that? What the hell? What the hell? What the hell is that? It's on the same info. Yeah, it's 1:00 though. It's kind of late to get to GreenEyez, but yeah, you can message me or email me. Let me know. Let me know what you got, or you could come up on panel next time, then we could talk about it. A baby sold for meth. Now, who sold a baby for meth? Are we talking about the GreenEyez thing? Yeah. It is kind of sad. I agree. Yes. There are some, yes, channels that I think do have. Annabelle, do you want to weigh in here? That do have symptoms of mental illness. I think we know pretty much which ones those are. Most of them. The Nesbitt guy, yeah, he's a big liar. As soon as I get my laptop going and figure out how to share screen and everything, yeah, let's do it. And we'll do a Nesbitt thing too. I got the goods on him. Exactly. What meth dealer wants a kid? It's ridiculous. That's so ridiculous about Don trying to sell Donnie. I mean, seriously? Yeah, what's a street corner drug dealer going to do with a 2-year-old? Yeah, sure. Whatever. Ouch! Oh, ouch. That hurt. Um, all right, Sleuth Hound. What did I miss? Oh, a baby sold for meth. Correctly by Candace to Jody Sue Brown. Well, Candace didn't have any babies sold for meth. I remember them having a convo. Oh, are you talking about this? I don't know about that. Okay, Nesbitt is Chad Nesbitt from what Skyline? Is it Skyline News? Skyline News? Sky. He's the one that allegedly what was the what's the name of his fake missing child thing? Anyway, he had this missing persons group, advocacy group that he started at right after I think Kylie Rodney went missing. And then he's the one that claimed that he bought these satellite pictures and saw the 4 people go into the woods and only 3 people walked out, and the clothes that were allegedly Summers and the bones that were deer bones, that whole thing. That was Chad Nesbitt. Oh yeah. My cat just jumped from across the room onto my stomach. I'm all right. Oh, thanks everybody. Yeah, I'll get over it. Usually he gives me a little peep before he does that. Otherwise, if I'm distracted, yeah, it hurts. Yeah, Pam did. Yeah. And then we got Trish saying that she remembers it because she was there that night, and Pam came in with Margie and Donnie, except that when that happened, Trish would have been less than a year old, and Margie wasn't even born yet. So I doubt Trish remembers anything. It just what the stories they told didn't match up, and I don't believe. I mean, so Pam went back and used what for money to buy him back? She didn't have no money. I don't know. It just didn't make sense. Sky. Why can't it? Why is my mind blank right now? Chat Nesbitt Sky. Yeah, it's like Skyline News. But what's the name of his fake group that he started? And the mythical Larry that's the head of it. And they found so many people. It's all just a joke. I got a picture of the headquarters. You guys would laugh. Yes, thank you, Kirst. American Recovery Project. That is it. Oh, yeah. The registered headquarters are a falling down building that was his grandfather's. Was it a storage place or? Yeah, it's some long abandoned building. That's the headquarters. Satellite pictures do not work the way he said they do. Skyline News, yeah. Oh, you never heard about it? Oh, yeah. Chad is a fruitcake. He's got some serious problems. Everybody knows he's a nut. I left on his page, I left a review where you put recommended or not recommended. I put not recommended. And then I posted, what a farce it was and a scam and everything. Unreliable. And then I would not have noticed, but someone tagged me and commented under my comment and said, "Did you notice he changed your review?" He did. He changes all the reviews that you leave on there from not recommended to recommended so that he has a perfect score. He doesn't tamper with the comment. I don't think he can, but I don't know how he does that. But I thought, that don't prove he's a scam. He started the Carolina Stompers, which is like a political violent activist group. I got the goods on him. He's been sued. He's got a lot of fake news. Oh, I don't remember that. Wait. Oh, yes. The picture of something. Yes. Yes. It was. No, it's Stompers is like stomping people's heads in, is what that is. It's a political thing. Yeah, I remember that. I didn't see that, but somebody did post that picture and circle that. I had not noticed that he had that in the back. Okay, it's 1:00. Oh, I hate to go because we got so many of my favorite people in here, and they came in late. Oh, discovering, you know what? We'll do a thing just on good old Chad. I got so much information. I just got to put stuff together into videos. So we'll do Chad, GreenEyez. I was up all night searching down, debunking GreenEyez bullshit. Do you guys remember? No, a picture of Summer. A picture of Summer, like from her missing poster, is in a plastic tub. Not Summer in a container. A picture of Summer in a container. Oh no. Oh, no, what was I just gonna say? I don't remember. Oh, Chad. Oh, GreenEyez. Now he's posting all these pictures of Amanda Vita. I love her. She's one person I trust 100%. She's a wonderful creator. She's now mostly on TikTok, but she has posted a couple of things recently on YouTube. And she's a good researcher and 100% factual, which doesn't happen very often. And she had posted also Sweetie Pilo, but that's enough talk about her. But Amanda posted Jamie Wilson. If you remember, Jamie Jackhammer Wilson, he has a YouTube channel. Back at the beginning, he did 2 videos. One was at Warriors at the swimming hole. And I was on Facebook then, so it was all over. People played it, dissected it, looked over. I remember there were roots in it on the path down there, and people were saying, "Oh, that's a mandrake root. Summer ate the mandrake root and got poisoned to death." And I'm like, "Oh, what the?" Anyway, thank goodness that's all over with. But Jamie did that video, went around Warriors and showed the twisted tea cans, the garbage bag that someone hung up there full of trash, just went through the woods and showed, through the little pathway and showed around the water and everything, what it was like. Then later he did a video where he walked around the Wells property. I shared that one not too long ago. I did not share the other one because Jamie took it down. And I didn't want to promote Sweetie Pilo's channel, so I did not share her version, but Amanda has it on TikTok. So now GreenEyez is posting several posts about that. Who is this guy? Who is this? There's 2 voices. Who are these men? Oh, this is Chase 423. Look, he's trying to destroy evidence. I'm like, what the fuck? Seriously? Oh my God, Eve. Yes, I think that was the one where he walked around the Wells property. Yes. Wait a minute. Oh, sorry, Crime Crazy. Yeah. I can fill you in later. And he's talking about a child that allegedly either Don or Don's son, oldest son with Candace, did something to this girl, and she's in a mental hospital for the rest of her life, and that's why Don took Josie to Utah. Only the picture he has is not a girl that's ever been to Ben Hill or associated with Ben Hill. Not someone Josie or Don. I can't think of a reason why they would ever have even. No, I'm positive they've never even met her. And she's fine and dandy. She's not who he thinks she is. And I don't understand the whole point of that. What is the whole point of him? Anyway, here we go. Here I am talking about GreenEyez. What do you think the odds of Jody Sue's son doing something to Summer? I don't know. I don't know. I had considered that. How do we know the dogs didn't bark, though? We don't know the dogs didn't bark. He was in the woods a couple of times, but that was after that. What was he doing in the woods? That is odd. But, this is all conjecture. I mean, there really isn't anything to say he did anything. It's possible. It's possible. Yeah. Oh, and then Jamie showed a pair of shoes by the bank or something. And here these shoes, and those don't have anything to do with anything. Oh, so GreenEyez is saying that, yeah, Chase is back there looking for those shoes because they incriminate him. Incriminate him for what? That he was at the watering hole? What? The swimming hole? What? What? None of it makes any sense. It drives me crazy. He drives me crazy. Yeah, just yes, exactly. Why is he doing that? And, I looked back, like I said at the beginning, like 8 years back, and 2 crazy women within the last year are posting, "What did you do with this child? Where is this child?" What the fuck, women? You need to get a grip. Seriously? Do you not have housework to do or something? Why are you leaving comments? I looked at that one lady's comment. She has no connection whatsoever to anything to do with this case. So I thought, how'd you like it if I posted on your comment, your husband, what did your husband do with that little girl or something, I mean, that's basically what she's doing. Posting bullshit on somebody's timeline that she doesn't know, that has nothing to do with anything. These are real people with real lives, people. Yeah, just like you. Think about it. I'll have to go look at that. He's at the upper edge of that, I believe. Yeah, he called in on her channel. Batman, hello. Welcome. With him being homeschooled and probably feeling trapped with little to no interaction. Yeah, I don't know. Nowadays they have, groups for sports and things, extracurricular activities for homeschool kids. It's a bigger deal, but I don't know. We'd have to ask Andy about that. And since he hasn't shown up, I don't know. Yeah. Well, he's doing it to 2 little girls. The one little girl is, yes, a friend of Summer's and has been for years, and I know exactly who that is, and she's not missing either. Um, so he didn't like me pointing out that I knew who she was, and to leave her alone. Now he's on another little girl who is um, I don't want to say because I don't want people tracking down, but doesn't have anything to do with the Wells at all. Not anybody that the Wells even know or with any reason to know. Not anybody that lives in Tennessee. It's just trying to say Allie sold this little girl. Well, she wasn't Allie's to sell in the first place. And her pictures are on her parents' page. She's not missing either. Let's just grab any little kid's picture now and talk about them. Seriously? Green eyes. Kind of like yours, diamond eyes. I remember listening to the phone call about their, ooh, where is that? Where is that discovering? Well, he doesn't seem to know who anybody is. He doesn't seem to know Jamie Wilson, and Jamie's been around forever. He seems confused. He's like, these are 2 different people there? No, that's just Jamie. I said, for crying out loud, he's had enough with Chris McDonough almost getting him killed. Now he's got GreenEyez trying to cause him problems. The poor guy. Leave him alone. Yeah, he doesn't seem to know who anybody is, which is concerning, isn't it? So why is he involved in the case at all? If you don't know the basic facts, the basic people involved, and he made fun of me like I didn't know anything because I didn't know who Ronald Hill was. I still don't know who Ronald Hill is, but who cares? What does Ronald Hill have to do with Summer? I thought that was Andy and his son. Oh, oh, oh. And not GreenEyez? Hi, Lisa Kleckner. Welcome. Yeah, I know that now, but I mean, like, what is that? Like, so I'm an idiot and don't have any idea what I'm talking about because I don't know who Ronald Hill is? Who cares? What does Ronald Hill have to do with summer? Why would I need to know Ronald Hill? Curse, that was Andy and his son speaking about the okay, so not GreenEyez. I'm pretty sure GreenEyez is not Andy's. Oh, but I know GreenEyez did call in and talk to Jody Sue one night. I didn't hear it. She doesn't use a transcript, so therefore, I did not listen to her things. Brooks! Hello there. He may seem like a super person. He may be a super person. The things he does are not so super. Oh, you heard the Jody Sue? You heard him when he called into Jody Sue? Where's Cursed? You should play that. Did you clip that? I'd like to hear that. Since I missed that. Oh, yes. Okay. I think we're talking about two. You're talking about Innocent. You're talking about not Andy and his son, but you're talking about GreenEyez and Jody Sue. I would like to hear that. If somebody has that, send it to me, please. Or point it out or tag me or whatever. I'm not going to go through her stuff and look for that. Yeah, I remember. Was it on her panel, Innocent, or was she on someone else's? I don't think I heard it. I might have just saw it. Oh, crap. You'd be my go-to for clips, Missy. I don't think I listened to it, but I do remember when it happened. I probably just saw it and buzzed by it. I don't listen to her. I have a problem understanding her. Okay. I wonder if it's still up. I'll go look. Okay, great. Thanks, Innocent. Thank you, guys. I'll go search it out. I'll look for GreenEyez. I'd be interested to hear that. That would be very good for my documentary on Mr. Daryl. And if anybody else has anything they want me to add to it, be sure and send it to me. I'm easy to find. Because coming after me was not a smart thing to do, especially when he doesn't even know what the hell he's talking about or who he's talking about or anything about it. Somebody needs to clip it. Okay, it's 1:30 now. Apparently, I have to go feed the cats their wet food ration. Thanks everybody for coming. What a great chat. Good questions. You guys gave me some good things to research. Good things brought forth. And hopefully Andy will show up next time and we can ask him some of those questions. And somebody please drive around and look for Chad Arnold, because I'm sure he's got a lot to say. And I think we'd love to hear it. So have a good night. Have a good weekend, everybody. Thanks so much for showing up. Thanks to my mods. Yeah, love all you guys. Great group, great conversation, and we'll do it all again soon. See you later.